What's up, guys? It's Peace IYG with another deck profile video, and today we have Adrian Gonzalez. What did you do?
So a few weeks ago there was this no ban list tourney, and I decided to take tier, and I won it all.
I won it all in an unlimited format with tier?
Yeah.
Alright, show us the list.
So I'll go through the list, and then I'll go through like why tier is like the best deck in like unlimited. So I played 2 Rhino. I wanted to play 3, but I only found 2, so.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. 3 Sharon. 3 Hadness. This, Tier Cash, and like Orange Light are like the best hand traps in Unlim, because like all the combo decks tried to like play Cross Out and Caldby, and like none of those work against these cards.
Yep.
3 Merly, 3 Tier Cash. I don't play like that many other like tier cards. The last one's just being Screaming Sulic, and even this isn't like that necessary. You for sure need to play at least a trap. This is cuttable, but I really like it in terms of going first. Just giving you access to an extra mill 3 against like the mirror. There's no planets in this deck. There's no other spells or traps. Yeah, planet just isn't like that great because everybody's playing a bunch of cards. Like should be playing like a bunch of cards like Shifter, Cherries, and stuff like that. So like Instant Fusion or like cards that let you make Kick Kalos without having a monster on board are like really good.
Alright, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, so
those are your only spells and traps in the deck? Or...
No, just only tier.
Okay, only the tier specific cards.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that's like the tier engine. Then you play the Ishizus because those cards are crazy.
The most broken cards made in the game.
So 3 of this is obvious. 2 of this, I didn't really think there'd be like that many mirrors, but like if I went to like a more competitive one, I'd probably play like 3 of this, just expecting more mirrors. And also the idea of like cutting another one of these is to like keep the deck as small as possible, because you're not just going to play against a mirror. You have to worry about like all the other like broken decks first, I think.
Yeah.
And like then just like play against the mirror with just engine, I guess. And then there's Street Kubik,
Yep.
Agito.
Agito.
Agito's broke, and everyone knows that. To combo with like the 6 Millers is 3 Orange Light. This in combination with like really any of these is like insane, but against like the decks that try to FTK you, it's like for sure like combining it with any D6 is like broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I drew this with like this against one of the FTK decks that drew his combo. I just dropped it. Not only did I stop his combo, but then like you obviously just full combo during their turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just won the game from there.
Yeah, tier's broken.
Then the thing about like having every card like unbanned is that you can really like pick and choose how you want to build your deck. So like you have a lot of options, and I generally like to like build my deck to be as flexible as possible.
Yeah, I know that with your crazy one-ups in your other deck list.
So I didn't go like too far in like tech cards. I just try to keep it streamlined. So like there's another Fairy and Diviner. This gives you access to Baron. Shockmaster is also legal. So the other idea of like why this card was good is that you can send Orange Light to make this a 4 if you need another 4.
Yeah.
So this is basically a 4 that you can revive off Elf.
Oh yeah, because Elf's legal.
Yeah, because Elf is also legal. Then the obvious 4 is Snow.
Broken.
Yeah, every time this card gets milled, it's just insane. But it's like a brick, and generally going second, I side out. Well, all 3 of these together. This card like isn't like super insane, but it is just like free.
Yeah.
what I've done with it a lot is if I ever summon this, I can bounce it back to my hand and then summon it as a 4. So I get this as an interruption on their turn and then summon this.
Yeah.
But like the extra interruption doesn't matter because your end board's an FTK. Like every other combo decks in the unlimited format is. Everything's just an FTK, so if you can combo.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of options again, as I mentioned, but I like the Shockmaster option because it lets me cast spells. And one of the things I was like really scared of is that I wasn't sure how much homework my opponents would do on the format, so I was like really scared of Mystic Mine, and shock locking spells is like the only way I could think of to like consistently beat that without needing to play like other wacky cards in the deck.
Yeah. What do you mean you don't play Cold Wave?
Like there's Baron, but that's your like one spell trap in the game when your opponent's activating 5 broken cards on their turn. And then like my end board has like enough monster disruptions to where I don't need to worry about that. And then like the deck is designed to end on Dweller after you shock lock spells. So like as far as getting to just 3/4s, that's really easy. And then like I said, the deck's built to end on 5/4s so that you could get the Dweller too.
5/4s.
Yeah, that card's crazy. So that just beats the mirror too, because you turn off the super poly, you turn off the cards that you would lose to, and then you turn off the grave against the mirror, so then you always just win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like all.
Like the resource cards.
Yeah. And then lastly, the broken cards. So the obvious one is like you get to play 3 instant fusion.
Yeah.
So again, going back to like beating cherries and like beating the other cards, this card does it the best, right? You beat hand traps with this like very easily. The only one that this card really loses to is like shifter, like every deck that's not tier main deck shifter. So, yeah, you just try to be like all the other like hand traps.
Hey, those decks are made to beat you. You don't.
True.
You already beat them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, getting him play 3, this is broken. This either summons Kit or Norden, which also facilitates.
I forgot about Norden.
Yeah, it just helps a lot with like getting the 4s.
Is that Max C?
Yeah, surprisingly, this card was awful. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, I was expecting to hear praise.
no, it's like weird. I don't know. I like haven't played like this card in like a while. Like in theory, it seems like, oh yeah, you max your opponent, and then they have to like stop. But like thing is, when every deck's an FTK, you like really have to draw the other hand traps in your deck
Yeah.
for this card to be good.
Yeah.
So like, if you max them and then they summon like 4 or 5 times and you don't draw a hand trap, and then they just Azathoth you, and then they proceed to FTK you, like you lost.
Yeah.
So like, this card like you have to play it just because like
It's so good, but
it's so good, but at the same time it's like it's not as good as you'd want it to be, I think.
that's fair.
But as far as like going first, this card's like a really easy side out because you're gonna mill your whole deck, and if you drop a max E, you're gonna deck yourself out.
Yeah.
Then the last card, it like you'd think it'd be obvious, but it's really not obvious.
Painful choice.
No, when I showed this card to like a lot of the people that were there, they were very surprised it wasn't Painful Choice because it's Graceful Charity. So the thing about this card is, well, the thing about Painful Choice is that you can't necessarily try to mill the 3 1-0s that I played because they would just like give them to you, and then you have to find Shaven to pitch the one from your hand.
Yeah.
So there's that. They do both accomplish the thing of like getting Kit on board without summoning a monster to play around cherries.
Also, drawing 3, discard 2. Sounds insane.
Yeah, so going back to that, Painful Choice, again, since everybody plays a shifter, is like really bad into shifter. Uh, Whereas this, at least you get to like fix your hand to like try to come back the shifter.
Okay, that makes sense. Broken.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 42 cards main deck.
Very nice. Which one are you gonna show next?
Extra deck next.
Okay, cool.
So again, since everybody plays shifter, in the instances where you do open instant fusion, since it will happen a lot more often with 3, if you go instant fusion and you get shifted, one of these is always going to get banished. So I just wanted to play it safe and play the second one. In theory, it comes up a lot.
Did it come up at all during the tournament?
No, not really.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just nice just to have more resources. No complaints. Again, like in the instances where you do get cherries, you want to have Garura because this card helps you play through cherries a lot easier. Really, like if you're like never getting cherries, this card like isn't needed at all. Like, there's just like so many things to worry about. Like I did like some homework, but I didn't like really like theory all that much.
Well, yeah, you were just busy getting the cards, weren't you?
Yeah, I was more busy trying to get the cards than I was like trying to build a deck. I just took like some ideas from online tournaments. Then obvious Rokalos, Kaleido, Drago, and then I mentioned Norden.
Or as they like to call him, Broken.
Yeah, Norden's crazy. Yeah. I felt like every time I was able to instant fusion summon Norden, I won that game. Obviously because Shockmaster.
Yeah.
That's all for the fusions. For the XYZ, it's just Dweller and Shockmaster.
Oh, you don't play Azathoth?
No, so the thing about the Azathoth line was I had to explain to like a lot of people that were there because they just didn't do their homework.
Yeah.
Is that Stellar Knight Ptolemaeus can rank up into Azathoth during your opponent's turn. So what some tier decks from some of Japan's tourneys do is they go for that route as they're on board. They try to Azathoth you. But I just think like calling spells and just setting up a bunch of interruptions for all the monster cards is like enough to like win.
You're not really worried that much about hand traps either.
Yeah, no, not really. You just push through them like super easily. Like nobody can afford to play Bestials. Like you're crazy if you're playing Bestials when every deck tries to FTK you.
Watch out for my Dragon Link deck.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, as far as XYZ, these are the only things I think you need. And also, I was initially playing the Azathoth line, but I wanted more space for like XYZs, like Norden. Not XYZs, Lynx, Norden. Baron wasn't in the deck at first. Because that takes up like a lot of spots in your extra deck. You need Ptolemaeus, you need Constellar Diamond to attach during the end phase to make it easier to access, and then you need Azathoth itself.
Nah, you just attach 3 and then you pass. You're fine.
I mean, you could also do that, yeah. There was a list I saw that was just playing Ptolemaeus and Azathoth. Like, it didn't process in my head that Ptolemaeus says 2+ level 4 monsters, so like you could summon it in the instances where you could summon this and then just Azathoth your opponent.
Yep.
But again, I just think like Shock Lock calling spells is like way better.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. It also doesn't stay on the board, right? It's just like it happens on your turn, so.
Yeah, that's another thing. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just turns off everything. Baron, just a good endboard piece. Sometimes I feel like most of the time you actually revive Orange Light and you synchro off with Real Kalos to summon it. Then if you mill Sulik, you can shuffle it back into the deck. Use Baron, pop the Scream that you would search the Sulik, and then you can Shock Lock cost spells. So your Scream isn't dead because it's a Sulik now. So you have a Monster Renegade, a Baron, a Elf. Your opponent can't play spells.
Sounds pretty good.
And then like another end board piece is like IP, which is kind of a flex spot, but I just think like between like it being able to make sprint and now SP is like really good. Again, just deal with the monster cards because you turned off all their spells, and then like you should win. Then dark, it's just dark.
Did dark come up a lot?
It came up once in a mirror.
Okay.
Yeah, I played one mirror.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then 3 other FTK decks, and then last card itself.
Elf broken.
Yeah, card's crazy.
It can come back to 1.
And for the side deck, it's like not that crazy. I couldn't find a lot of the cards that I wanted to play. One of them is like XYZ Encore. I think that card's like really good in like this format because a lot of the like FTK cards are XYZs. So if you can like priority spell speed 4, get rid of them, like it just allows you to play. Like a Rise Heart, VFD, Dweller, the Azathoth line.
Did you play against any cash?
No, surprisingly.
Okay.
I felt like that would be like one of the more popular decks there too.
Yeah, because it's like widely available.
Yeah, like everyone should have had those cards, and like you just throw in Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity.
And you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like for sure I wanted to play like the Gamma package. I'm like usually not a fan of this, but like given how wide like the meta was gonna be, I like kind of had to.
Just have like 6 orange lights.
Yeah. Speaking of more lights, I played Green Light.
Yeah.
So with like all the broken spells in the game, a lot of the like FTK decks again, they rely more on the spells when they go first. So like Charity to draw into like Called By, Cross Out, Painful Choice to search either or. Like they'll pick 3 Called By, 2 Cross Out, and you have to give them 1. So this is like a hand trap that gets past Cross Out, but also like can stop like Pot of Greeds, Graceful Charities.
And then you can also like start your plays too.
Yeah, discard your like Kelbeck Agito, set up a disruption before they do anything.
Agito.
Yeah, like one of the stronger FTKs, I think, in my opinion, is the Magical Scientist FTK. That deck plays a lot of spells, and it's like decently scary because you look at that deck's main deck and it's literally just a bunch of banned cards.
That just say
like literally the entire deck is just banned cards. Like that deck has to be crazy.
I was actually thinking about that deck, and I'm like, wow, Magical Scientist can do this. I'm like, oh wait, Magical Scientist can just do everything.
Yeah, it can literally do everything.
You can full sprite, full Orchest, whatever your heart desires.
Yeah. So this is like a way to like the Magical Scientist dude summons a level 6 fusion that can disrupt your tier plays if you like pitch a Guido or Kubek or like Havness or tier cash them.
Yep.
So like this gives you like a window to discard a middler like before they've established the fusion, or if they're still trying to find a Magical Scientist. Yeah, so you like stop a draw card, so you can like potentially deny them a starter, and on top of that, like start your engine before they can disrupt it. So like that's pretty cool. Then I played an Exodia FTK, and against that deck, I like just wanted to like hold this for Pot of Greed, just deny the +1. And he started off his turn really good. He normal summoned library, did some spells, went Pot of Greed, and negated it. He went Called By, but I pushed the shuffler, so I just shuffled this back, and he just slowly ran out of gas from there just by negating 1 spell.
Just 1 negate's all it takes most of the time.
Yeah. I don't think the deck was like built that crazy again. I don't think that many people did that much homework on like their decks, but yeah, he was drawing like a lot of like multiple cards that he couldn't use anymore, and eventually ran out of gas.
I'm just fixing my angle because my arms are tired.
So going back to like shifter, when you go first, you have this. You don't care about any other hand trap, just shifter. Once they put a card in grave, you can call by it. Until then, you just hold call by it.
Call by is really good.
Yeah,
I was wondering why it wasn't in the main deck, but I mean,
yeah,
it's fine.
This is so like Tier's biggest strength isn't like it's going first potential because there's like other decks that are like way better when you go first.
Yep.
But it's definitely like it's going second power. Like
It's really strong.
it's really strong because having this is a crazy card. Tier Cash is crazy.
Is that a quarter century?
You have
My boy's ballin'?
Maxi. If you pitch like Orange Light, that's like the strongest defensive combo in like the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's always tier because like going second it gives you the highest chance of winning. Whereas like every other deck I feel like will struggle.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just here to like stop shifter.
Yeah.
Then more going first option is Heartbeat and Crime.
Yep.
In case you are getting hit trapped and you can't get the shock, this helps you stop Mystic Mine. And then this can recover either Select or Crime. And this also outs Mystic Mine. So post side, you do have an out when you go first.
Just afraid of Mystic Mine?
Yeah. Because again, like your end board's only like one spell trap disruption. So like if they just start dropping like Pod Agrees, Graceful Charity, Painful Choice, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna let them resolve? Probably not. So like you stop them, they're like Mystic Mine, and then you lose the game. And then last card's Reboot. I wasn't too sure if I like wanted to like respect back row, but like I was a little scared that like somebody might just turn up with like some like Eldritch deck or something and then just play like all the broken floodgates.
Yeah.
Just like stop me from playing. So I was like, all right, it's like a little too scary. Like there's like no generic back removal because I'm like not that scared of like other cards. I'm more scared of the like trap cards.
Yeah.
So that's why it was this. I don't know.
I mean, Red Reboot's just a generically good card.
Yeah, that was another thing.
And it shuts off like an entire deck, so you're probably strategy, so you're probably fine on that. Yeah.
Also stops Pearly Yeep. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But still, like with 3 Delicious, that deck just makes Noir
Easy.
very easily. Yeah. Which was an oversight that I realized in the last round when I played against Pearly. He made a Noir, and then he equipped it with the Buster Lock, so I couldn't summon anything from the extra deck.
Oh.
Which was extra, but I mean, I didn't even have an out in my deck to like a Pearly Noir that just had 6 materials on there with Delicious, because nothing gets over there, which goes back to like me
looking
like,
for Xyz's Encore.
looking for Xyz's Encore, because
Ragnomiad or something else.
Oh yeah, that's another of the FTK XYZs. Randomania, that Noir.
Yeah.
Just everything that FTKs you is an XYZ. So like XYZ Anchor is crazy.
You're just looking at your sponsor like, why did you find me?
Yeah. Let's see.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations. What'd you win?
It was like a pretty small tourney, but like the pricing was like pretty good.
Yeah.
I won 96 like assorted packs of OTS. So it wasn't just all one, it was like 3 different OTS. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I think they said they're gonna allow proxies for the next event.
That's something they were talking about. That would be cool. I think a lot of people's issue was just finding the cards.
Yeah, because they're just like banned and people have them like in their little collections or binders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But that sounds awesome. Like they do that, then it's gonna be like a bigger event. A lot of people are gonna show up.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna win again.
Hopefully.
Free prizing.
Free pricing.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. And we'll see you next time.